flip the page on its side and step back, pretend the words are black asteroids passing over. I can see them in the images words can bring right there in front of me, how one might see a stranger's reflection on the window of a train, and how it burns into the blending of the night, the same way photographs reel towards past and future. That's how I want to see memories. If I don't record or scrawl them into the screen, they may remain nameless, soon lost in the tufts of memory's knotted hair, as all the occurrences which move the clocks and blend the air are potential entranceways, underpinnings of what you could be made of. Each day repeats itself incessantly, as do the nights and the bleeding from our souls out into the world, but moments in our lives do not repeat themselves. How many more times will I film the tall grass and feel as though I'm swimming through an underwater forest? Watch home videos from when I was a little boy. Feel that pure elation like dogs returning to their masters after years. Or hear the lullaby from the voice of my mother. You know what it's like to gouge the paint onto the canvas, smooth the dark acrylics like the last closing of the eyes with open palms till nothing's left but the negative space devouring itself, which begs to be ignored or loved. That's how I feel now. Like a room with descending hope in it, breathing, listening. A room with one single piano that nearly implodes from its own pressure. This is my own attempt at walking through time, how a projector shines through the wall the dancing bodies into the clouds. I enter the avalanche of my past. It's audible at first, cracklings and rain laughter, then saturated hues full of distortion. Images of my father when I was 5 years old, kicking a ball so high in the air it was lost in the sun. I want the ocean's colors to come from within as I say goodbye to my current self, as I attempt to log me into eternity, to take myself seriously as I give my condolences to my insecurities and take the reins.
Wow, you can't say anything now.
Sometimes when I'm trying to fall asleep, I see myself walking along the end of a labyrinth or some sort of maze, and when I get to the center, I see my own body sitting on the ground looking away from me, and I'm emaciated. Then my body starts to take other forms, my own face staring back at me and crying, still skinny as hell, or just myself staring back at myself, confused and scared. This image is one I see when I'm unable to fall asleep because my mind is racing, being fixated on my insecurity about my body. Sometimes it'll take complete hold of me and I'm too fixated on it to feel ridiculous. I hear the voices of my friends telling me I'm not skinny, but I hear their thoughts saying that I am. I hear myself telling myself I'm stupid, that I'm too privileged to be worried about any of this. Finally, I've taught myself to slowly go through the ABCs to take my mind off the anxiety. I picture the A next to a number 1, and then B next to 2, and so on. This actually works, and I can fall asleep. I don't want to lose the part of me that cared so much. I feel like there's a beautiful innocence to insecurity that should be remembered. So I recreated my vision. It's been maybe the most liberating thing I've ever done.
Hey Babu, ¿estás comiendo bien? Te veo un poco flaco.
You're looking kind of skinny. You want something to eat?
Hey Babu,
You're so...
¿estás
Martín,
comiendo
you're
bien?
not skinny.
Te veo un poco flaco.
dude.
You're looking kind of skinny. You want something to eat?
This is so stupid. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. This is so stupid. You're so skinny. Get over yourself. Your bony shoulders. Jesus, get over yourself. Bony. You're so skinny. Oh my god, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Jesus. Your bony shoulders. You're so skinny. Your ribs stick out. You don't have You're so legs. Annoying. You're so annoying. B. This is so... C. D. E. F. G. H. I. J. K. L. M. N. O. P. Q. R. S. T. U. V. W. X. Y. Z. Did you know that Google's AI is now creating its own AI? That drones patrol parts of the planet like satellites? Or oblivion swans in some stupid minimalist play? The world is on new medicine. It's time to read the foreign braille on the other side, how Merwin bows not knowing to what. It's time to dip our faces into the mirror pool filled with apologies and the strange currents of projectors. Remember the great wingspan of the samurai. Let your saber open you up. Pull rope from the center of the heart, through the sternum to feel what light sounds like. I've been realizing that some of my favorite memories are the quiet ones, that when I inhabited them, I didn't think anything of them at all. Spending time with my roommates, looking out the window in my room, noticing the stains on it and how they look like a wonderful painting. Riding my bike home from school, listening to music and looking at the clouds. Just the act of writing in my journal. It didn't matter about what, I'm now realizing. It's the person who wanted to remember that I'm starting to miss. I've found that I'm obsessed with things inside themselves, a person in a room of mirrors, or infinite sky in a grain of salt. This, or representations of things separate from themselves, the heart outside a living body, a painting of a place you've spent a life at. Or, in this case, the apparition of my life, my memories, outside of myself. I've become obsessed with projectors and how they work, how they create images and send it through the air. I wonder how similar this is to the way our brains form images. But I don't want to know. It's the mystery of it all that's enough. To see the holographic light in the projector's current toward the screen and wonder how that's my life distilled into the smallest possible strands of light is enough. beginning to notice that the places I've filmed, the sidewalks, the houses, the oceans, when I drive by them now or walk alongside them, I'm realizing that they're my home. That in the process of making this documentary, I've been building memories scaffolding, my home. Sometimes when I look at the clouds, if they're floating by themselves and attached to like a sea of them, I'll imagine that they're an alien spaceship and that we just see them as clouds because the alien technology is too advanced for our eyes to comprehend or something like that. In trying to communicate with or send a message to my future self and not knowing exactly how to do it, I thought if I made a studio, I would be able to speak without filters and get to whatever it is that makes me who I am. So I went into one of my friend's sheds in their backyard and closed the door and filmed. But when I had the camera going, I didn't know what to do. I became speechless. It made me doubt myself, that maybe I don't really have anything to say. Maybe I'm not interesting, or that my best ideas are cliche and arrogant. Nothing seemed to come together, but for some reason I kept trying to levitate or make it look like I was floating, just picturing myself in the air, flying through my memories. It can be like this, I discovered. What makes a memory so powerful? Does it have to do with the lighting? Because I think our minds give the memory the perfect lighting of nothing at all. What about sound? Do we hear it all, or are some parts clearer than others? Is it the collage of sounds, or one, singular, that carries us?
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Don't walk over the rock! Oh, this is so silly.
Do we see memories in 2 dimensions or 3? They're surely not in rectangle form. Do they transcend dimensional space? Are we even seeing them? Or is the feeling of the memory so intense that we convince ourselves that they're images and sounds as well? Can I even capture something now that watching it in the future I'll feel more than when I watch videos of when I was 4 years old playing with my brother as my mom and dad filmed me? Some things will never recreate themselves.
You are my sunshine, my
Come on, Sophie.
How do I, oh, got it.
You make me happy.
Just
when
relax.
skies
Okay, I'm not
are
looking.
gray.
No, you can look. Oh my gosh.
Oh, dear, how
I zoom.
much I
It's
love
I can't not.
Please
Your head,
don't
there's some
take
lighting that your head
my
might be blocking, Ryan, but that's okay.
sunshine.
There you go.
The
Just straight
other
face it.
night,
The laughing part might be better anyway.
sleeping, I dreamed I held
Alright, smiles on 3.
you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken.
Wow.
So I hung my head and cried. My sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
That was awesome. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, you're welcome, Martin.
Think about a memory right now. Think about it. What comes to mind? What do you see? Go write it down. Go write it down tonight. Please. Oh, this is HD. There you go. It's just lots of faces now. It's all right. Okay, die. Alfred, nah.
Now then, I was supposed to take, there's a... Bye, Mick! You gotta leave. I was supposed to get Japanese in Vendivitis or something. There's like... Something like that. It was like for Japanese, like mosquitoes. But so I went into like the clinic lady, like the local one in Bellingham, and she was...
It's been a year since we sat on the neighbor's steps, disconsolate, when I held imaginary scissors with my fingers and threatened to gnaw through whatever attached our heart to me, but I couldn't. So I tucked that petal-bundled fist back into my chest, how a child tucked into bed holds on to waking to listen to the sounds of rain. That night I knew you had built me out of carefully circulating glints of light on the inner walls of my body. So when I'm feeling down, I pull my heart out to see you. It hangs onto my sternum by something like your hair, and as I let my hand move through it, I feel those strands of the universe that divide up time and link it all together. In those mirrored strands, I see each moment woven into each other as though looking through a boundless opalescent opening. I tried to record what I see through the maze of you, somewhere next to the beaches and the boardwalks, under your blankets, wet towel, your fuzzy bathrobe, and the way you pull me in. When my feet are cold, I press them into you. These frames, just a fragment from some unrestrained projector in a time lapse in which we trace our footsteps through the snow perpetually. Clark's Point pink as we run through the memories. I'll be here. I love you so much. Who are you, current Martín? What happened? What are your favorite memories? Think now. What comes to mind? What means the most to you right now? What are those moments that you'll never forget, that I haven't had yet? I mean, what would you say to me? What would you say to me right now? What would you say to me? I think I'm doing a fair attempt at time travel. I wish I could sing. I wish I could sing. I love you. I love you. I love you. I really, really love you.
Wait, if you look really close, can't you like make out the outline of it?
Definitely, yeah.
Reminds me of something my hair cutter told me. Actually, a pretty good story.
Uh-huh.
It's some kind of phenomenon that the brain does. It like completes the picture that isn't there. And he said when he was growing up, there was this tree outside of his window that he saw every single morning when he woke up. And then one day when he moved away and came back, they'd cut the tree down. But when he woke up, he still saw a faint outline of where the tree once was, where the edges of the branches were.
Aw.
Kind of like how we see the whole circle of the moon.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Dang. I feel like I get that feeling you're talking about, that timelessness, from looking at the clouds and the ocean and like the sunset colors. Like each time you look at them, they're different, but that same integrity is there every time, unchanged. We may feel different each time we look at the ocean and the clouds, but each time we get connected to a certain timelessness that makes us stop and like feel like children. We change. We change so much. People come and go. We change so much. But the clouds are still there. Each time, as if there was no time, as if all is still the same. The water will always be there. The sky will always be there. I hope we can start looking at people with this integrity in mind. Man. Sometimes life is just too much. Sometimes life is just too much. I take the hand of an image and ask it to be the surrogate for my words. I keep asking myself what it would look like to build a statue out of shade. I miss someone but can't remember who. Their silver lining like a beggar's praying to an unknown realm, mountain after mountain. I reach into the room beneath my ribs, half fire, half blank paper, to that sacred cove in us inhabited by a crouched and eyeless traveler, hands by the fire, saying to myself, if only my words would dangle down like banners hung from the sill of the clouds. Now, let the flowers peel themselves off the wallpaper, suspend their paper thin over us mid-air, come to life, fall in slow motion. Let the matching up of things, of their being side by side, be what it's all about. Your head on my shoulder, my head on your shoulder. Now, without words, our wings and their unraveling. Without words, paint the way light bends over the margins of thought. Move the brush over the wall like that. Etch yourself into the glacier. Do you understand? All it takes is a bit of translation and a glass of water. Go, the way light bends over the margins of thought. Move your body over the world like that. Now, the poem has ended and the veins of light are hooking me up to the far reach of the infinite. My memories are etched into time, the greatest thief, forever. I, in the future, seeing my past self die, whoever I was, and noticing that I'm still that person. No, this is, you're in the, just what you can do whatever you want. Oh, Jesus.
Look at the camera.
Yes, look at the camera. Now everybody wave. Say hi. Keep waving. This is so good. Money! Yeah!